Start off with just a short introduction of myself. I'm Francis. Did graduate class 2012. I spent a few years doing orientation too for sport management, so I don't recognize any of your faces, but in classes before when I came in, I recognize a lot of them again. But yeah, currently I work with the San Jose Earthquakes, the MLS soccer team out in San Jose. I work as an account executive. What that really means is I work in the ticket sales side. Specifically, I work on our group sales side, dealing mostly with youth soccer. So I'm going out to youth soccer leagues, getting them to work with the Quakes, also getting them to Quakes games and working with the children that walk out with the players or that hold the flags before the game. The Earthquakes is, I would say, kind of a smaller professional sports organization. So you're going to see a lot of similarities as I talk here with St. Mary's and the Quakes, kind of on that level of where they are at in their either college, Division I, where they're kind of a mid-tier, mid-major, or St. Mary or San Jose Earthquakes, who are pretty much a professional sport, but not in that top four. So there's a lot of similarities there. So yeah, it's my short introduction.
How did you get your job?
Yeah, sure, we'll go with that too. So yeah. So while I was a senior at St. Mary's, I was interning at the athletics department under Mark Papadopoulos, who you may know, in the event operations side of things. But as I was graduating, I really found the need to actually get my name out there, try to figure out where I can pass out my resumes to, where I can do basically get an interview to happen. So I actually went to a job fair out in Sacramento for the Sacramento Kings. They had a bunch of different sport management jobs being offered there, or presented there. In a lot of cases, it's inside sales representative you'll see for sports teams. And what that is, it's a ticket sales job where you're basically going to be in a room calling people all the time trying to sell season tickets. Kind of the bottom of the totem pole in terms of the ticket sales side in sports organizations. But I did off with a guy who was giving us kind of pre-screening interview, taking our resumes and everything. So yeah, I went to a few other tables. Really found it interesting, the difference in how people talk to you, whether it's coming from I don't want to speak bad about the Kings or the Raiders, but they just didn't seem as interested in me as someone from the Quakes or even the River Cats did. They seemed more excited, where it's someone there's oh, you're just about to graduate. That's cool, I guess. So I mean, it could be different now, or maybe just because I only had experience with interning with the school. But yeah, so I got offered an interview with the Quakes. Skipped class to actually do that, so the teacher was happy to let me do that, by the way. But yeah, so from there, I actually got to work with the Quakes as an inside sales representative. So for 6 months, it was my job to prove to them that I deserved to have a full-time job with the Quakes. Wasn't being paid a lot, was basically being told to call people who most of the time didn't know who really the Quakes were. They probably signed up at some raffle or something that came out to one game or bought tickets for someone for a game, but trying to convince them to buy season tickets. At the time, we were just starting to build our new stadium, which opened this season. So it was a lot of convincing people oh, the stadium will be ready in a year or two, and it took actually 3 years from then. But trying to get people to buy into that. So luckily, when I did that process, I really expressed my desire in youth soccer. I really have a lot of fun helping the kids get to see their role models playing live in front of them. So I showed a lot of interest in that, and the gentleman who was a group sales manager at the time really took me in and wanted to teach me more about it, and luckily I got the job from there, and that's where I'm at today.